Hi, this is Tammy Lynn Kent, and I am recording this from my office for energy medicine for this time. We are presently in the biggest collective shift of our time, and I know that a lot of you are feeling really activated and unsettled. It's really stimulating our root chakras, and it feels like trauma. Certainly there is aspects of trauma happening, but we want to bring medicine to what's happening, and I work in the root chakra all the time, so I have a lot of medicine that I want to share to you, and I'm going to break this up in a few videos so it's digestible. And we'll just start with one of the first things that I've been giving to all my clients and that I wanted to share with you. Those of you that have read Wild Feminine may know that this book actually right here, Wild Feminine, I started writing it from this office the day after 9/11. And what happened is I saw a series of women the day after that event, 9/11, in our country. And I'm here in Portland, Oregon, so it happened quite a ways from us here. And I didn't have anyone directly impacted in that their family was directly impacted, but certainly it was such a shock to our country. And every single woman that I saw that day had an active trauma pattern in her body. And they weren't, before that, I'd seen them the week before, and they were all doing great. So it was the first time I saw in real time how our bodies as women record and kind of measure the field, if you will. And the root chakra measures safety and security. So that was really upset for everyone. And so I had this full day of clients who had trigger points in their pelvic floor. They had feeling of fascial restrictions, kind of being out of body a little bit. And energetically, what that looks like is it's kind of like static on the radio. It's like this unsettled pattern that I'm sure you are all feeling right now. And so that night, certainly that day in my office, I helped them all get calmed down and get centered and restore medicine in the place of the trauma. And I made a commitment that night that I would be part of the healing. I think a lot of people were called to action in that time, and this book is a result of that. I sat down and started writing. I, of course, didn't know exactly what I was writing, but it became this book to help women understand the medicine they have in their bodies. So, of course, we go through hard things and we have trauma, and we can't always control those outer events, but we don't have to end with the trauma imprint or the trauma feeling. We can actually bring medicine and healing to that from our own bodies, because they're very wise and they're connected to the earth, and there's a deep resonance in our bodies that we can tune into. So I'd like to share some things that I've learned over these last 20 years and in the process of writing this book to help you today. So the first thing that I want to share is a principle called reaction versus resonance. So I have a little demo here just to kind of give you a sense. So we're walking around in our energy field feeling good or feeling okay, and then something happens and we go and we have a reaction. And this can happen with stress, it can happen with life events, or just things in your own personal life. Right now we're experiencing a collective reaction to what's happening, to this virus, to the impacts, to the changes to our lives, to the changes to our livelihoods. And so we're all in kind of this reaction pattern. It's not wrong to have a reaction pattern. It's human, it's normal. You're going to feel all kinds of things with hard things happening. That's not wrong. It's just that when that happens, as you know, you tend to feel more stressed. You may hold your breath. You may feel more pressure in your body. You might feel tension in your neck or your shoulders. It doesn't help you with the situation is the challenge. So when you're in a reaction pattern, it's kind of like you're just, a little stress bundle. So what you can do is start to realize, oh, I'm in a reaction pattern, and you may have already experienced several of these already. And then sometimes, we reach out to friends, we do yoga, we get exercise, we have tools, then we come back to more resonance. But I want you to just have understanding of this so you can kind of work on it actively. It's going to be essential over these next days, weeks, months to understand this principle so you can watch yourself lovingly, notice when you're a reaction pattern, and then restore some resonance. So in a moment, I'm going to do a meditation that I've learned that can really help using the medicine of the pelvic bowl to help restore resonance. But mainly you just have to notice. Maybe you have things already in place that you do to restore resonance, and it's always loving. This is not judgment, it's a practice. This is a hard time. We're going through a huge shift. We don't know exactly where we're going, so we have to trust and be in the moment, and this medicine will really help you. There's also tremendous potential happening right now. We're in this shift, as in most times of shift, there's an opening and there's new potentials and new downloads. And it doesn't negate how hard this is and how difficult and how there's real pain and death happening, but there is a potential. So the more we can work on getting into our resonance, the more we can download that potential. So if you'd like, go ahead and close your eyes, and I'm going to lead you through an exercise from this book that's called Pelvic Bowl Sings. So if you have this book, you can look at the back in the exercises section and find a variation of this exercise if you want to do it again. Sometimes people record this for themselves so they can listen to it. I also did just do an audio version of this book, so you can download the audio version and listen to the stories and the medicine that's in here, because it will help you. Okay, so go ahead and get settled wherever you are. I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes, and then in your mind's eye, I invite you to tune in to an earth landscape, something that feels good to you. And it might be a real place, or it might be just a scene in your mind, but go ahead and tune into the earth resonance in some way. It might be a forest, it might be a meadow, it might be an ocean, it might be your backyard, it might be a park with a big tree that you know that's close by. Just tune into it and begin to sense into the earth energy. Nothing has changed in the earth resonance. In fact, because we are all having to stop our travel, the earth is actually breathing a little bit better. So tune into that earth resonance and join your body field with that. That immediately gives you a landing place in present time that's peaceful. And nature is the ultimate resonance place. She's always in resonance, especially if she's been undisturbed. And then in your body, sense at the base of your pelvic bowl, there's a chi point right at the base of the perineum in your pelvic floor where you're kind of sitting. Connect that in your mind's eye, and we can use inner vision, inner sensation, and breath to really work on the energy field. So connect that chi point from your pelvic space, from your root, down into the earth, and go deep down into the earth and really settle into the bedrock below you. This place that's unshakable, that's grounded, that's centered. It's very important that we, especially as women, get grounded, because everyone else is reading from us. So ground down into the earth. And now with that grounding cord, take a walk around your pelvic bowl and imagine you're sweeping out your field. It might look like you have a little sweeping, like a broom, you're sweeping it out. It might look like you have water and you're just washing it out. Could have smudge. But begin to clear your field of anything that you've picked up, anything you've been carrying, all the stress and the challenge from your own field, maybe from your family or the community around you, or the tuning into the news. Take a good clearing and just wash that space clear. We want our fields as clear as possible, and we want the stress really outside of our field. So take your time and walk around. I'm going to keep going with this video, but if you need to, you can pause it. But imagine you go all the way around, just sweeping out and inviting your body to clear and release what it no longer needs. Body will just do it. It's ready to let it go. It doesn't want to hold those things. And we don't need to hold in order to handle this situation. In fact, flow is more of our friend. So the more we can release what we don't need and allow to flow to us what we do need, the better. Okay. Now we're going to breathe to the two hemispheres. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in. We're going to start on the left side and breathe particularly down to that left ovary and that left side of your body. Almost like you're blowing on a little coal, and just breathe down to that space and activate the left side of your field. This side is the feminine side, and actually we're being called in a hugely feminine way. So just take some breath and breathe in this way. The feminine is our home. It is our deep intuition. It is the earth medicine. It is what I call deer medicine. It's very sensitive. So breathing into that, we're all being called home right now. So breathe in. Some aspects of your feminine field might feel happy about being called home, and other aspects might be now it's time to actually address the medicine or the healing that's needed from not being home for so long. So either way, just take a breath in and exhale and breathe to that left side. And while you're breathing, just ask one question in your mind's eye. What do you need? Talking to your feminine side. What do you need? And still breathing. Activate that whole left side of your field. And when you ask that question, sometimes you get a word or an answer. It might be simple. Bodies tends to be simple more than the mind. So receive whatever you hear, or even just ask the question. What do you need? Might be something like stillness, rest, love, quiet. Just listen and receive the information. Okay, so you want to fluff out that side of your field so it's a little bit clearer and a little bit more open to receive the nourishment that you need in this time to kind of calm your field down. Okay, now we're going to shift over to the right side, the right hemisphere, which is more the masculine. You can think the right ovary, but you can also think the right field. So take a deep breath in and exhale, breathing to that right field. Fill it back up with nice, healthy chi. And then again, taking a breath in and breathe to that right field. Exhale, warming it up, letting it get nice and bright. Now the masculine is being reorganized completely. We're unplugging from all sorts of patterns that maybe haven't been helpful. That doesn't mean it's easy, because sometimes even non-helpful patterns feel comfortable. So breathe to that masculine side, reassure it that we need that masculine, we need the doing energy and the getting things done and protective energy. We need it, but it's going to probably need to pause and reorient to a little bit of a different focus than it's had for all these many years. So breathe into that side, and then again, ask that simple question: what do you need, that masculine side? And just receive what you hear. Just listening, allowing, honoring. One is not better than the other, feminine and masculine, they're partners. Okay, so after you receive what you hear, now take one big breath in and exhale to both sides, and kind of envision that little, I don't know where, oh, here it is. Envision the opening in your field. Those two sides get stronger. When the feminine gets stronger, the masculine can get stronger, and so on. These two sides are meant to be partners. So you've got two halves of a whole opening back up. Imagine you're filling back up your energy field, almost like a little balloon, and you're letting it be nice and bright and strong. And those two halves, we want to envision those to start to be partners. The feminine that's calling us home and the masculine that's going to be shifting radically are going to be in partnership, and we may not know what that looks like, but we just want them to be in relationship and begin talking to each other. Okay, so we'll just start that. One more breath in, breathing to both sides. Imagine you're pushing out your little bubble, keeping that calm and centered in your own space. Okay, now come deep center to your womb space and imagine that you are planting a seed in this space. Now the womb is a portal. This is a sacred place where I work with women every week to see the medicine that it can download. All the books I've written have come from this place. It's not my inherent wisdom, it's the wisdom of the body. Our bodies are so wise and so ancient, and they have all the medicine that we need for this challenge in front of us, for whether the individual, the collective challenge, for everything. I've seen the truth of this power of this medicine. So go in now into your own inner portal, into that womb space, and just take a moment and just plant a seed or two there. It may even just be help for this current situation, or help to stay grounded, or trust in the patterns that are shifting, whatever you need. But think of it like an inner garden or an inner altar, and place something there. Very powerful. And know that this place, this portal, this spirit door is with you all the time. So you can stop in any moment that you're having a hard time, and you can plant something there. Even what you need, you can even ask for help for there. So now just take a moment and link up your heart and your bowl. So shine a little light from the heart down to the bowl, and really send that unconditional love down your center, from your heart to your root. Really honor who you are in this time, that this is no accident that you're here in this time. It doesn't mean it's easy, but you are here, and trusting that you have a role to play in this shift, that you have medicine in your own center, and then that medicine, once you tune into it, will begin to guide you and guide those around you. So shine that love on the power of your own feminine medicine. Okay, and then now we're going to do one last blessing as you walk around, this time around your bowl. Instead of clearing, you're going to bless it. So a mantra I like to use is I am sacred, I am blessed, where you're just walking around and you're blessing that space, and you're calling in the light from all directions. It might look like sunlight or golden light, bringing it in. I am sacred, I am blessed. Walk the whole bowl now, which is really your whole energy field, and call in that divine light. Call in the power of the sunlight and the sky and the earth medicine and the beauty and the divine as inspiration, as strength, as protection in this time, as healing, as guidance. Just bring it in and let it seal up this healing and this realignment, this resonance pattern that we just created, so you can carry this with you. Make sure you go all the way around. And then when you make it all the way around, just give thanks to your body field for the power of this field that you carry with you. And I'm just going to invite you to carry resonance with you at all times. And when you feel off, when you feel spacey or upset or altered or stressed, just repeat this. This exercise is something that you can do once your body gets it. You can do it quickly, a couple minutes, and you just carry resonance with you, remembering that the medicine is within you always. We are connected deeply to the earth. The earth has not changed. In fact, she's even more stable. So if we tune into that and then tune into the way that we are aligned with her rhythms and bring the medicine of our own feminine wombs into our bodies and stability of the resonance in our bodies, we will feel better, and we will also be able to help better and receive the knowledge that we might need in this time, whether it's shifts for our family or shifts in our community. You are deeply, deeply loved. You are held, and may you all be well.